going on? We're live. We're back. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure we're actually live. Where did I put my phone? Oh, it's right there. Never mind. I want to make sure that I'm actually live. I think I am. And I also want to put this link in the description because it's where I want to start. So I don't know if I can actually put those comments. Can I do that? Yeah, I think so. All right. I want to see if that worked. Did that work? Maybe I got to pull it up. So give me 1 second. I just want to make sure if that comment worked because that's where I want to start. All right, let me mute that. Did that work? Let's see. All right, so I got the email. I'm live, so I'm definitely live. Did that comment pop up? Yes. Okay, it's in the comment section. All right, sweet. All right, so we're back. Week 6, college football season coming up. The place that I wanted to start is this. So I'm going to review the last week's slate. The stock notes are in the description like always. The slate for this week's kind of not the greatest. Like, this is one of those weeks where if your girlfriend wants to take you apple picking, go during the noon window. Not going to miss a ton. North Carolina plays Clemson. You can come back after you're done apple picking. Who gives a shit, right? Both teams are sucky and they're totally out of it. But where I wanted to start is this, and I put this in the comments so you can go click it if you want to. And again, the stock notes from last week are in the description too anytime you want. Anybody defending this Mekhi Hughes thing doesn't fucking get it. There's no interpretation on this Mekhi Hughes thing. And I'm going to give you the perfect example why. If you're paying attention, this NIL and transfer portal thing is great in one aspect. And it's going to play out like this over and over and over again. I'm just giving a hint now. It's the ultimate self-awareness filter. And you can't put a price tag on self-awareness. And we're constantly finding out, who are you? This NIL transfer portal, it answers that question perfectly. Two perfect examples on both sides of the spectrum. And again, I've been first on this. Receipts don't fucking lie. Dante Moore, what did he do? He was originally committed to Oregon, but then he goes to UCLA. He plays right away, but Chip Kelly leaves, and then he's like, shit. Well, I'm not going to stay at UCLA. So where does he go? Where does he go after that? He says, you know what? Oregon, I'd like to go to Oregon, and I'm going to be okay with not playing. Dante Moore, for as good as he is, he actually fucking said, you know what? I'm not going to play. I'll gladly learn from the culture and system that Dan Lanning put in place. This is where I want to be. No problems. I'm not going to be on the field. Good luck, Dylan Gabriel. I'll take over the following year. Do you know how rare that is for a guy that his whole life, again, grew up as a 5-star, all these Elite 11 camps that I watched, he didn't have to do that. And I don't know if Oregon was the top bidder or not, but he's smart because he fucking gets it. Now let's go to the opposite side of that spectrum. What did Nico Iamaleava do? He said, I don't think I'm being properly developed at Tennessee, and I want more money. How's that going right now? Self-awareness, both sides. We're seeing it play out, both sides. So anytime one of these transfers comes through, it's giving you the answer before it happens. Here's another perfect example. Zachariah Branch. So he's from Las Vegas. He goes to USC. Totally understandable, right? He's going to stay on the West Coast. USC's a big power player. Lincoln Riley knows offense. Makes a ton of sense to commit there out of high school, right? So he's at USC, and what does Zachariah Branch see? No culture, no leadership, bad defense. We're not really practicing that hard. Or the ways that we are practicing, the defense is a pillow fight. Am I actually being developed here? Where did he go? Kid from the West Coast at Las Vegas goes down to Georgia in the South. What did he seek? Kirby Smart has an identity, fire, passion, energy. That part you can't question. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. What did Mekhi Hughes do? Opposite side of the spectrum. Another skill position guy, this time running back. Puts up a bunch of yards at Tulane. Oregon calls, probably gives him a raise. He goes there and he can't compete. Can't compete. Don't fucking defend this clown. He made his choice. He left Tulane. Said, I'm bigger than Tulane. I can be a big boy at Oregon. Now it's time to put up or shut up, buddy, and you're going to fucking leave. Why? Because we've seen it play out. Don't tell me that Dan Lanning doesn't know what he's doing. Don't tell me that he's being unfair to this kid. We've seen it play out. Like, these coaches aren't stupid. He's not better than the freshman Dyer Hill. He's not better than the freshman Jordan Davison. He's not better than the starter Noah Whittington. He's not better than Jaden Lamar. You think Dan Lanning's just making this shit up? You think Dan Lanning's just being an asshole for no reason? Self-awareness. So if you're smart and if you're paying attention, what's happening with the portal is going to keep giving you the answers. And the answer for Mekhi Hughes is the same issue in which why you didn't get it about Ashton Jeanty. Now, I would hope you're smart enough to at least figure out that even if you disagree with me on the talent evaluation of Jeanty, the Raiders picking him 6th overall should be viewed as an unforgivable sin. Bottom line is the same mistake you made with him is the same mistake you're doing right now with Mekhi Hughes. You're looking at the fucking box score and you're saying, well, he rushed for all these yards at Tulane, so that means he's good. It's not how these things work. Not how these things work. It's called speed of the game. These things scale. Did you watch Gio Lopez? You watch Gio Lopez at North Carolina? What's he look like at TCU? Against TCU? Disaster. What's he look like against Charlotte? Looks great. Why? Level of competition. Who's Tulane playing? Can you name 5 players on just the people that Tulane is playing? You can't. But you can bring up his box score. You're good enough to Google his box score, though. Credit to you guys. Credit to you fucking guys for being brilliant. So let's just wrap up and put a bow on this Mekhi Hughes thing. If you're defending this Mekhi Hughes, you don't know dick about anything. About anything. And the only thing that this stuff is really showing is the lack of self-awareness or the pro of self-awareness. I don't know if that was necessarily the way to phrase it, but the pro and con of it, you're going to see it. And when you see it, you should pay attention to it because it's going to give you the answer. So that's just the place that I wanted to start. Anybody that's defending this Mekhi Hughes thing, please shut the fuck up because you're wrong. All right. So last week's games were great. All I got written down, by the way, is the games just to remind me of what I'm actually talking about. So here's what's going to happen. We know this. UC or the USC Illinois game. Here's what's going to happen. We know this. So now people have gone too far overboard. Hey, Trey pointed out that Mekhi Lemon looked pretty good against Michigan State, and then Trey noticed that he lit the world on fire against Illinois. But then the most predictable thing of all predictable things happened, and that is, well, let's put him in the top 10 of our fucking mock drafts now. Oh no! By the way, I did send that 32 beat writers guy, that TJ Wenger, an email. I just figured that, hey, like, this is a different side note, but did anybody notice that ESPN, they don't, like, if you just go to their draft rankings, they don't have any. It's like the most embarrassing list you've ever seen. They might have like 1 or 2 guys listed. They don't have position draft rankings out, even though they're a multi-million-dollar company and have all the resources in the world. They don't have up-to-date position rankings, or they're just totally non-existent. But anyway, at least this 32 beat writers guy, he's at least putting out content. So I wanted to see if, hey, maybe he'd want to, do like a one-off podcast, a one-off episode. Let's share some maybe potential receipts we got going on. And we don't want to copy and paste consensus. That's bullshit. So, hey, let's put this shit out there. And if you notice, if you go and track this, you can go track this on your own. If you search on Twitter, I told that guy 3 weeks ago that I would put Dante Moore QB2. Now everybody's doing it now, so, of course. But I just figured, hey, why not? Let's just do a one-off episode. And all these people do is run and hide because they can't fucking keep up. So I don't anticipate that happening. But anyway, my point is with the Mekhi Lemon thing, he looks great right now. Let's please shut the fuck up on putting him in the top end of the mock draft. He's still a 6-foot receiver who's really not that big, and carving up little Illinois corners doesn't compute as being a top 10 pick. So can we please stop doing that? And I like, this is, again, if you read my notes, this is coming from me liking him. So just can we be honest, please? And the same bullshit with USC over and over and over again, and that is they can't play any lick of defense. And that Maava, if you think that Maava is like should be a high pick, you don't know anything. I shouldn't even have to go over why. Notre Dame, Arkansas. Sam Pittman finally fired. I don't know what he's going to do next, but I would anticipate that one of these smart programs will get him to try to accept an offensive line position because he definitely knows how to coach offensive line. And that fucking Carmona, he's really good, but they didn't really have a choice. They had to fire him. Like he's just not good enough for that conference. It is what it is, man. When you pay money to play Memphis and you lose because you just like aren't organized, are fumbling, are giving up these fucking free access bullshit touchdowns, you just can't compete at this level. So it had to be done, mostly because we live in a new era, and that is if you're going to pay these fucking players and you have access to Walmart and Tyson chicken money, there's no reason why those people who aren't paying for those things shouldn't expect better. And I'm not really someone that defends these owners like that, but it's hard not to see that angle. With Notre Dame, CJ Carr, definitely better than Riley Leonard, or will be. Riley Leonard can't throw the ball like that. So looks like Notre Dame has a real one there. No complaints with Jeremiah Love. That was an awesome performance. I'll say that Jadarian Price maybe was better than I thought he was. I don't know if that's just like a team, hey, we were going to win by $1 billion anyway thing, but I think Jadarian Price looks better than I thought he would. Taylor Green's a total roller coaster. I don't see how you're taking him higher than he can't go higher than the second round. When I say that, I mean he shouldn't go in the second round. As in second round would be too high. All right, LSU, Ole Miss. It really bothers me what's going on with Garrett Nussmeier. Like, it really bothers me. I want you, if you just have some free time on your hands and you just want to, hey, let's solve the Garrett Nussmeier situation, go and just pull up his simple highlight film I think it was a freshman year, as a freshman against Georgia in the SEC title game. He comes in and he's just throwing these fucking dots down the field. He's throwing 30-yard fucking strikes. Now he's making a shit ton of mistakes and he's throwing fucking picks, but his upside high-end plays were the kind of plays where you sat there and go, whoa, this guy might be something. The Nussmeier we're seeing right now, when did he turn into a fucking conservative Nancy? Like, when did they strap the fucking training wheels on him? Because this is ridiculous. I mean, he's not throwing anything down the field ever. And when the rare time that it seems like they're gonna trust him, oh my god, he just gives the ball to the other fucking team. Like that pick that he threw against Ole Miss this past week. What were there 7 guys in coverage in that spot? Like that was disgusting. That was horrible. I just want to pull up his stat line quick because I don't want to get that part wrong. But he's brutal right now. Totally fucking brutal. So Nussmeier, 21 to 34, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I want to get this right. Here's a perfect example. So right now, here's a perfect example. I just pulled this up. Right now, he's averaging 6.8 yards per attempt. 2022, 9.5 yards an attempt. Now, the sample size is a little bit smaller, but I don't give a fuck. Like, you can just watch the game and see what's happening. The training, he's got training wheels. He's got training wheels right now. Their offensive line isn't quite as good as it was last year, but still, man, this Nussmeier we're seeing right now, I thought there was a chance that, like, when I first, like, initially first impression saw him as like, is that like the next Brett Favre? That ain't the next Brett Favre. He's gonna be lucky at this point if he's the next Derek Carr, because Derek Carr has that same shit where got some gunslinger in him, can make some fucking throws, gonna make the mistakes, but this Nussmeier, he's driving me nuts. And by the way, there's this Trinidad Chambliss, he's a nothing, but he outplayed him. That can't happen. Now, if you want to say that Lane Kiffin is an upgrade over who's calling the plays for LSU, I'm not going to argue with you, but the Chambliss outplayed him, and he's especially in the mobility department. Now, people have tried to come out and say that, hey, Nussmeier is hurt. I don't know that to be the case or not to be the case. I'm not going to fucking make excuses for him. He's on the field. If he's hurt, don't be on the field. Auburn, Texas A&M. Stick a fork in Jackson Arnold. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. He's at best case, he's a 6th or 7th rounder right now. He just can't throw the ball. Cam Coleman's a motherfucker too, which is the craziest part because it's the only time they ever look good. So, yeah, the Jackson Arnold thing is done. It's so disappointing because, again, the craziest part, like, he did win the Elite 11. We just have figured out what the problem is now, and that is, which, hey, I think those camps are important. I think they say a lot, but what that camp didn't show and what you can see during the games is that his eye level is horrible. And I mean horrible. Like, if his first read that's coached up and schemed for him isn't 100% perfect, he's just going to take off and run. He's doing it at a worse rate than even Jackson Dart is. Like, right now, Jackson Dart, he's a one read. If it's not there, he's going to run. Jackson Arnold is doing it, except he's doing it 1,000 times worse. So stick a fork in him. Marcel Reed, on the flip side of that, he's still not accurate enough. But the upside, like, holy shit plays he makes, I guess I'm going to be higher on him than maybe most people are, because it doesn't seem like anybody's talking about him, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good. So they didn't put up a ton of points this week, but they put up a ton of points against fucking Notre Dame. And if you just, like, magically erase the bad plays that he makes and only watch the good plays, you would think he's God. So I'm absolutely paying attention to that. Last 2 games, I'm going to try to get through these fast. But I kind of wanted to spend a lot of time on these, mostly because the last week's slate was very important. We call this the information process. We're here to learn. We learned a lot. Oregon, Penn State. It feels like at this point, if you haven't learned about Drew Aller, there's just no making any excuses for it at this point. He doesn't have a bad arm. He has a good arm. I don't think there's any problem with his, like, pure arm strength, arm talent. No questions about that. He's big. He's definitely tall. And that's not nothing. But, like, it feels like I'm watching a different but same, but similar, but not quite the same, flawed version of Joe Milton. You want to like him. You want to like him. You really want to like him. But we just got to be honest about what he is. And he's not one of these alien super duper Josh Allen freak show franchise quarterbacks. He's just not, and it's not going to happen. And if you want to read the stock notes, you'll figure out why that's the case. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they lost the game. We're not evaluating wins or losses based on player archetypes. That's not what we're doing or should ever be doing. On the flip side of that, though, and I know I'm being quarterback centric, but I'm not going to be so much in terms of the next game. This Dante Moore, he's good. He's good, and he's good at exactly what the NFL is. And what the NFL is, there were so many times in that game where he was facing pressure, pushed off platform, moved off his spot, had to adjust, play within the second play within adaptation, and he just fucking gotta have it, and he had it. Those gotta have it, make a play, put the cape on. He just kept doing it. He just kept doing it. And he's not even old yet. He's still a redshirt sophomore. And like Danny Dennis Sutton was getting after his ass. And it's fucking cold there. I'm telling you, if you've never been there and you're like used to playing on the West Coast, it's hard, man. It's like, and it wears on you. It doesn't really hit you 15 minutes in because you're still playing with adrenaline. By the end of the game, I'm telling you, it's cold there, man. Undersell it all you want. I fucking dare you to go watch a game there because it's fucking brutal. And that crowd was loud, and there was some pre-snap penalties, getting behind the chains, and really, Decorian Moore is like the only guy who really stepped up, and he's a freshman. And Kenyon Sadiq made a couple nice plays, but like they didn't get a ton out of the run game, and he's good. He's good. So I have a tweet out on this. You can search it if you want to, but I'm going to say this one more time. If your quarterback list doesn't look like this, Sellers, Dante Moore, 3 to 5 is interchangeable, but I would put 3 at Carson Beck, 4 John Mateer, and 5 is interesting. I don't know who I would put 5. Let me just look. Who would I put 5? You know what? Comment if you got a fucking answer for this. Who would you put 5 for your quarterback rankings? I have a whack job take on this. I don't know if anybody would agree or disagree with me on this. Feel free to comment. I think Marcel Reed might be quarterback 5. Or like he needs to be in these conversations. He just needs to be in these conversations. And again, if someone is going to ask about this part, let's say it one more time in case they missed it. We're not talking about Arch Manning. We will talk about Arch Manning in the 2027 NFL draft where he belongs. And we're going to leave it at that. Okay. Slate here coming up for this week. We're only going to talk about 3 of the games. It's not like a crazy slate again. Go apple picking with your girlfriend at noon. You ain't going to miss a ton. Texas, Florida. Very excited for this one. Speaking of Arch Manning, yeah. So, Lagway against Miami. He throws for like fucking 60 yards. He plays like shit. He plays like shit against LSU. I'm not quite sure what to make of Lagway in the sense of I don't know what to blame. Is it he was hurt and missed all of camp and didn't really fucking practice and therefore just didn't get better and just didn't like properly develop? Or is he one of these, oh, I'm a 5-star and I get paid all this fucking money and I don't need to work hard work that hard anymore? Maybe it's a combination of both, or maybe it's Billy Napier just isn't that good. That's what I'm hesitant about. What if Billy Napier just sucks? And that could very easily be the case. So I don't want to bury Lagway. I really want to bury him, but it feels irresponsible to do it right now. there should at least be a glimmer of hope. If there's a glimmer of hope, it starts with a game like this because Texas's defense is fucking ridiculous. I think Texas might have the best defense in the country because in terms of Colin Simmons, Anthony Hill, like the freak shows they got, you can't replace those. I mean, like those guys, if they were to get hurt, like you're not finding another one. Like those guys are, yep, no problem turning the card in there. First rounder, no question. So Texas's defense is disgusting. Can Lagway have a little bit of a redemption tour? And Arch Manning isn't playing well in his own right. So, and Florida's defense, they've been keeping them in the game. I mean, they didn't really give up a ton of points to South Florida. They didn't really give up a ton of points. It got ugly at the end against Miami, but like 3 quarters, that game was way closer than it should have been. Florida's been playing defense. Florida's problem right now, even the LSU game. I mean, 7 of the points were a pick 6 by fucking Lagway. He turned the ball over constantly, and they still didn't give up that many points. What did they lose? 20-10, right? So, I mean, really, the defense, especially given the field position, the defense gave up 1 touchdown. So, this is like put up or shut up time for almost both of these guys. Arch, buddy, you better go fucking win this game because the way Lagway's playing, if you get outplayed by the way Lagway's playing with the defense you got, ooh no, no. I don't want to know what's going to be said about that. So very excited about that game. Also, it looks like both Texas running backs should be healthy now. Baxter, Wisner. I don't think Wisner's played since week 1. So both of the Texas backs should be back. Haven't seen anything about Caleb Banks, but keep an eye on that because he makes a fucking difference if he's going to play or not. So just for tracking purposes. Vandy, Bama. Can Vandy do it again? Oh, I didn't even talk about the Alabama Georgia game. I do want to talk about a couple things with that Alabama Georgia game, and then we'll get into the Vandy game. Sorry, my brain's jumping around. It's been doing too much, honestly. All right. So Nate Frazier, how many times is this fucking guy gonna fumble? Well, for the exact information, it's 5 times in the last 10 games. So that's a problem. Chauncey Bowens is their best running back. Roderick Robinson might be their best running back, but he's not healthy. Zachariah Branch, 1,000% tilts the field. All you have to do is go watch the end around play with Dylan Bell. The entire defense is following Zachariah Branch. That the play never happens without Zachariah Branch. He's ridiculous. And then I also want you to watch. So there's that 4th down play where Cash Jones comes up short. They kind of take the run to the right side. That play's going to work if the right tackle doesn't get blown up. We do understand that, right? Like, I haven't seen anybody fucking say that. Everyone is going to blast, oh, bad play call. Oh, they choke against Alabama. Well, that play is going to work. Except the right tackle got blown up and Ernest Green wasn't in the game. And Ernest Green got his ass kicked against Tennessee. And Georgia doesn't have fucking Jalen Carter anymore. And Todd McFraud is a bitch. And yeah, but Alabama side of it, this is another one of those where, yes, the player is still young and he can't even come out right now, which is the same deal for Lagway, but Ryan Williams isn't really playing well. Remember how I talked about that NIL self-awareness filter? I'm kind of a little bit worried about Ryan Williams. I don't know how you're not. Mostly because this is an undisputable fact, and that is Jeremy Bernard's been better than him this year. I mean, it's just been the case. Now, some people would argue that Isaiah Horton has been better. I wouldn't go that far. I think that's ridiculous, but I do think that Latier Brooks, who played a little bit last week, he is the real deal. But if we just go to like what's actually happening here with Ryan Williams, it's a little concerning. So again, we're talking about 3 games, which it's not a ton, right? It's a very small sample size. But I got the stats right here. 15 catches, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's not bad, right? For true sophomore, not bad at all. Bernard's got 20 catches, 310 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, he's a senior. So I get that it's different, but Bernard's bigger. Bernard's playing angrier. Bernard's catching the ball. Bernard's playing running back when he has to. And he's like actually taking over these fucking games. So I'm going to be writing an article on this and we'll see how people feel about it. And I'm going to be using AI for this one. Also, a quick side note, shout out to Grok, who have another robot friend. Welcome to the mission. I don't like the fingernail thing. just don't like the fingernail thing. Huge red flag for me. And if he's going to keep dropping the ball this way, I don't know how you're not concerned. Anyway, do I think Vandy can do it? I do. I think Vandy can do it for one reason. I'm not saying they're going to. I think they can. So line on the game is 11.5. Do I think that's crazy? No. Would I be surprised if Bama covers? No. Do I think Vandy can win outright? Yeah, I do. One reason why, they can fucking block. Half the battle. The fat guys up front determine the outcome of these games. And their fat guys, the Vandy fat guys, they can fucking block. That offensive line is good. And with any Diego Pavia game, it's going to come down to the same thing. And that is he's going to make 5 what the fuck was that plays. And if they go in Vanderbilt's favor, they're going to win. Stylistically, there's a reason why Vandy was able to do this last time. Now, if you want to say Bama was thrown off and didn't take him seriously and all that, maybe. I'm not in the locker room. Certainly possible. I'm not around the team every day. They could have easily underestimated them. And maybe they won't do so this time. Not disputing that. That's certainly possible. What I am saying is this. The reason why Vandy won last year is because they play like a fucking Naval Academy on steroids. 3-yard run. 4-yard run. 4-yard run. 3-yard run. Pass play. Oh, fuck, they scored. And they held it the last time they played, they held the ball the whole fucking game. And Bama ran out of time. Here's the flip side of that. Bama's run game right now, not reliable. Jam Miller isn't that good. I don't know who needs to hear that, but he's not that good. And the Kevin Riley that they have, he's way better than him. Bama run game, not reliable. They're in shotgun all the fucking time, which means if Ty Simpson is inaccurate or is missing throws and they're punting and they're not controlling the ball, Vandy can do the same thing they did last time. So I'm just telling you, that's not a game that's like, oh, cute story. I'm not gonna watch it. You should watch. You gotta watch that one. That one needs to be on your TV. And then Just quickly on this, we'll wrap it up with this. I think Miami's going to kick the snot out of fucking Florida State for two reasons. Number one, they have better fat guys. I'm going to keep saying this. Miami's tackles, they're ridiculous. I mean, their tackles are ridiculous. Carson Beck is not getting sneezed on at all. Reason number two, Miami has Ruben Bain. Florida State used to have Jared Verse. Florida State used to have Braden Fisk. They don't have that. They don't have that. So offensive line, advantage Miami. Defensive line, advantage Miami. Quarterback, advantage Miami. Running backs, advantage Miami. Wide receivers, debatable. I would go advantage Miami. Malachi Tony, I think, is the best one out of any of the teams. Tight ends, advantage Miami. Elijah Lofton's would be the pick. I think Miami's going to kick the snot out of them. And I think Miami can win the national title. So we'll get to our picks now. So I did figure out the problem last week, if anybody did notice that. The reason why the picks weren't showing up is because I had to upgrade the credits in the account for some reason. So anyway, we'll put some picks in now. Oh, yeah, I didn't watch these games, by the way. So Charlotte sucks. There was zero reason to watch that game. If you watch that game, you're looking for ghosts. BYU, this is more so West Virginia conversation in the sense that they are on the same trajectory as North Carolina, and that is Rich Rodriguez just showed up. He overhauled the entire roster of fucking transfer portal guys. We're not going to know if they're real until next year. So, what do we want to pick? By the way, if you use the code Matthew Berry Sucks, you will get this contest for 100% free, and you can play as much as you want. So, what do we want to bet? I mean, I do like Miami, but I don't know if I want to pay that price. What do we want to bet? What bet do we want to put in? By the way, we're up $342 if you have tailed my picks so far. Also, again, the reason why we're doing this is because gambling is for the rich to lose money and have fun. Normalize fantasy league gambling gameplay. Oh, okay. So I know the odds are flipped on that, but we're taking Vanderbilt. We're gonna take Vanderbilt. We're gonna take Vanderbilt. Yeah. So the display on that's off, but we're gonna take Vanderbilt. That should say plus 11.5. I'm gonna have to check with the developer on that one, but yeah, we're gonna take Vanderbilt. I think they can hang in the game and they can fucking block. And I don't see like a Bama pass rusher that like terrifies me. They got Yanze Pierre and LT Overton, but like they don't have Will Anderson anymore. And I'm just telling you right now that Vanderbilt offensive line, they can fucking block. So I think I could see them covering the spread. So that's gonna be our pick. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. The show must go on. We'll be back. I'm gonna try to get these notes out on Sunday. The East Carolina series. Now that I got all the hockey content mostly done, once hockey starts, I'm going to really get into the video game again. But anyway, other than that, Todd McFraud's a bitch, and peace out, Girl Scout.